This is pit 42. We're going to have a look inside and see if it's got anything in it or not. As you can see, the clay platform is quite clear on that side, and the edge of the pit is too. But on the other side, the fill and the side look almost the same, unless it's an incredibly wide pit. It looks like they've got the edge now on this side. It's just about appearing. And you can see it's quite hard packed clay on the inside still. Very mixed. 7 centimetres down, the fill is still mixed clay, but with some sand pockets in it, and it's still very hard. 10 centimetres down, the fill is less clay, a lot more sand, but still very hard packed. I'm now down 13 centimetres, and you can see there's a hole that started to appear underneath. So there's like a thin crust. More and more holes are appearing now, and you can hear the hollow sounds underneath. So I think I'm quite close to the fill of the pit. I'm now 22 centimetres down into the pit, and as you can see there's actually a crack appearing around the sides of it. Now we're 24 centimetres down, and there's sort of cracks appearing all over the base of it now. 25 centimetres down, there appears to be black fur at the back side of the pit, and to the side here what looks like a goat hoof. Covering the fur appears to be a layer of pale lilac sand. You can see it quite clearly now. One hoof to the side, the black fur in the back. Well, as you can see, I've cleared a lot of the pit out, not all of it. But what's really interesting is down across there, you see there's actually a piece of orange plastic baler twine around some sort of, possibly the skull of the goat. The whole pit is lined with fur. Haven't taken it all out yet, but this pit must be quite recent. As you can see, the pit is actually lined with fur. It's not like you just buried a body. It's actually lined with fur, and then the parts with the hooves, the legs, have been tucked in to the sides. I'm not quite sure what part of the goat is actually tied with the baler twine, but that's all I'm going to excavate for the moment anyway. Now here you can see the side of the pit, the fur is brown as opposed to the kid, which is definitely a sort of jet black colour. So it looks like the pit's been lined with goat fur, but actually dark brown goat fur. And then the kid has not been skinned, but it's actually been put into the pit on top of it. Now I'm going to actually try and dislodge the head of the goat and actually see if it's the whole skull or just the bottom jaw. Now I've taken the bottom of the skull out. Underneath it is a fragment of plastic, so I'll take some more out in a minute. Now you can see I've taken a bit more off, and here is the spine and part of the rib cage of the goat, and here is quite a large piece of the plastic. So it appears that the plastic was actually underneath the head before it was actually resting on top of the rest of the body of the goat. So I've taken the bottom part of the jaw out, and you can see actually there's nice black fur on the back of it and a line of teeth still intact. But actually looking into the pit, it looks like the twine actually has fur on either side of it, so it looks like the twine was actually around the neck of the goat. I've taken some of the fur lining out, and the brown fur lining, and it looks like patches of fur have been actually placed in a crisscross way, rather than the skin of the animal just actually sort of covering the pit intact. What originally appeared to be some ribs and the vertebrae turns out to be some ribs and then a leg bone put over the top, so they're not vertebrae. It seems that the legs are dismembered from the body and laid around the pit, and the head was actually just the bottom jaw of a goat, but not the top part with the teeth intact. Now I've taken off all the fur at the base of the pit, and there appears to be a mat of actually roots just laid in the base of it. These roots are Very typically the roots at the base of the juncus, or the soft rush that actually grows in the marsh, and actually was over the top of these pits originally. And it seems that the whole base of it, actually before the animal was put in, was actually covered with it.